So, do you hear me well?
Yeah.
Super. So, my project actually is about my data, which is a little strange, but I didn't take the data from any place. It's all about myself. And also, it can go a little long. Actually, like if it goes more than 15 minutes, just stop me. I will continue it as my morning sunshine. And actually, that project was intended to be my final project. And I even spoke with Elias before the bootcamp about that project. So it's very important data for me, and I was looking forward for it at least for 3 years, maybe. That's why I actually got to the
Yeah.
data. And if you have any comments, suggestions, or anything, just interrupt me and let's keep a dialogue. So
First
I'm
comment.
part.
It's very funny to see LGS crazy coding.
Sorry, it's a it's a spoiler alert. And so everything is gonna work actually in Python in the notebook, so and not like in the last time. So why do I do this project? As you know, I'm originally from Russia, and it's here, right? And to say you brief history of Russia, it was a Soviet Union before. And basically, long story short, in Soviet Union, the story was that some guys for 70 years tried to make better world, how they looked at it. And they told everything is going to be by our standards. It's not going to market who's going to decide. We're going to plan everything by ourselves. We know better. And maybe, you know, how was it? It was like that. So everyone like was intended to be the same. So if you're a guy, you go there, and basically if you're a girl, well, it's kind of the same. So no machine learning needed to predict your your comportement. You're actually same person. Everyone was intended to be the same. And basically they got very nice results. Um, they got first into space and a lot of interesting things. But as you know the story, how it goes, it ended like that and like that. And basically, you know what? I can actually, as far as I'm in Russia, I can show you the view from my window. And it's like live demo of my presentation. So it didn't succeed very well. So if you see the apartments, they're on the other side. They're very very big, and especially comparing to Paris, they're very ugly.
Looks like
So,
Lisbon.
well, I'd say looking on my photos, they can be uglier than Lisbon, I think, a little more.
But
So
they are much more spacious.
true than in Paris, yeah, true. So why am I telling all of that? Is because like when everyone thinks the same and does the same way, and it fails in the end, you need to be different. I always thought that I need to be different. And I have a nice citation from a book of my favorite psychologue. The differentiation is essential for happiness of adults. And so how can I be happy and avoid all of that? And well, basically all of that is by collecting data on myself. So I needed to collect data to know what I like and what is not society turns on my head to make me like, you know. And so basically, what is it? Money, cars, or watching films? I don't know what I like. So I need to collect the data. And I started doing it like that's a calendar that I did. I started collecting data about my steps, you know, little trackers of steps like that. So I started collecting in 2014, but I have like nice data only from 2016. I also started to collect data from my bank account and all the spendings that I spent from 2016, basically. And the final thing is in 2018, I started to collect the data about my mood. So in the end of the day, I was like just pressing a button how day passed and what I happened the day, what I did in the day. So all the data combined, it could predict my mood on a given day. So that's basically my project, to predict my own mood in a day. And I have R squared, which is 1, so it's gonna be fun. And just a little disclaimer that my data is touchy, because I can tell you something about like cleaning in my apartment, and if I do not a lot do cleaning, you can know which person I am. So I limited the amount of data that I share, and also money. I limited. I converted into different devises, so it's not in euro. And for sure,
Currency.
what?
Currency.
Yeah, currency. Thank you. Yeah. So it's not even in any currencies. It was like something like yen, but no one will understand what the values. But you will still see the evolution. And also, iron hack period is excluded, because if I'm telling that seeing everyday Tiago is makes me less happy on 25% on average.
I would like to know that.
So iron hack is excluded. So I have data from 2019 to the end of July 2020, which is 500 lines. So let's go. In the beginning, that's my mood. So application, I would quickly show you how I collect the data. My application is called Dailyo. Basically, in the end of the day, it asks me, how are you and what did you do today? So you push some buttons and that's it. For that project, I actually used an application for data cleaning, which is called Exploratory. So how's it look like? You have your columns and you have a visual interface to clean your data. And here on the right, you have steps of data cleaning. And it's very easy because you see all the unique values and NA and date time, so you can visually convert everything. So for me, it was a little easier actually to clean the data for this time. And I'm quickly going to show you my data set on mood. Here I clean some columns, but you already know all how it's doing. So this is my mood database, and there's a date column, my mood, and some activities that I made that day. So if I was going shopping, I have shopping as one, like dummy columns. Television, I have one, and in the end, I have basically everything that I can do, that I can record. After, there's my money data set. I have nice GIFs in my Jupyter notebook, I know that, thank you. And basically my money application is called Monify, where you can just put on, like on my home screen on my telephone, I just put on a button, for example, eating out, or I don't know, I paid for my apartment. I put the price, and after it's added. So it's just collecting database about yourself. It's actually automated for me because I have N26 mobile application, so it just enters directly. And same thing, I was cleaning a little bit more here because there have been a lot of different accounts, categories, and currencies. So I had like 10 steps of data cleaning in a directory. And here's going to be my data set on my money spendings. So as you can see, there's a column for date, there's the category, and there's amount, which I remind you is not in euro, so I don't have 69,000 euro. It's true. And after this, my steps data, third data set, which I actually took access to only this morning at 7 a.m. From Russia, because it was connected to my SIM card. So today from 7 a.m. I was working to add that information. So application, well, tracker is here. It's a Chinese tracker called from Xiaomi, and it's called Mi Band. I think Elias has the same, maybe, not sure. I've seen someone on the bootcamp, and basically it's
Huawei.
sorry.
Mine is Huawei.
Yeah, well, kind of same. So basically, that's the application, and that's the statistics that you can get out yourself. And actually, you can download the statistics, which they're kind of tricky because they don't want to share a lot. But I managed to do this after maybe 5 days of battle with them. But I don't have exploratory because I was doing it this morning, and that's how it looked like. So I have activity per minute, my heart rate, my sleep hours per day for like 4 years, and everything combined can give me very nice results. And that's how it looks, the data. So actually, speaking about funny results, that Chinese government like stays data, keeping data for themselves. I have in some databases 700 days in 2019 or like 500 days in 2020. So sometimes I could not get the results because they're overridden and they're tricky. And that's my database on my steps. So as you can see, there's a date and time of the day and how many steps I did actually, well, with every steps of several minutes.
You're quite lazy, right? I'm kidding. No, I see now.
You will see I made some pie charts. I was not lazy this time. I promised last time. So I'll have a lot of visualization before I got to prediction part because I have very interesting information for myself. I was very interested in that. And so speaking about the mood, that's the most beautiful pie chart that I ever did in my life. So as you can see, my mood is like half of the time it's just good, and after I'm like very happy or not very happy. Well, I can actually make a donut chart. I remember you, Elias, told us that donut charts are a little better. So here we go. I'll give it like that. But speaking seriously, my mood by months, starting from January 2019 till July, is actually going up. So it's an interesting finding. But actually here in January, I changed the system. I added 3.5, 4.5. So maybe because of that, it's the results are different. And very funny information, my mood by weekday. I was laughing so much when I saw that. You can clearly see that I don't like a week and I really like weekend. Like Wednesday is the worst day for me. Not Monday, but Wednesday. So here we go. After analyzing money, that's my spending per month done in Tableau. And it's actually going down. Well, here we have a lot of confinement, quarantine time, so it's understandable, but still it's going down clearly. And this is by my median spending by weekday also, which doesn't have a lot of trend, especially, well, except for that on weekend I spend less than I spend in a working week. And I also have categories, if you remember, in my spendings. So I can show you a graph of amount by category, but by far it's bills, well, apartment in Paris, which is understandable. So I pay like more for my apartment than for anything else, even actually combined. I made one useful pie chart actually, which is that. And that's the amount that I pay for my apartment and for like assurance, and that's that I pay for everything else. And well, I pay more for my apartment than for everything else. And if we exclude bills, we have that. That's my top spendings. So I travel a lot and a lot of food, and I also like healthy food from Picard, which got a lot of my budget. And so right now we're going to start merging all this data and finding some insights from it. So I do a little pivot table to just sum all of my spendings, and I do some data wranglings, prepare rows, sum my steps by days. And in the end, you're going to see my data set, which looks like that, with date, my mood, all the activities that I did, and amount that I spent a day, and steps, how many steps, how many kilometers I ran on or walked that day. And we can start already analyzing with nice simple JS. So how in every activity influence my mood? We can actually do a little interactive thing. So what do you want to choose? Which activity do you want to choose?
Picard.
Which one?
Picard?
Yeah. No, it's not activity. it's a spending amount, so it's not in activities.
Okay, all right.
Oh, well, we can choose sunny day. It's easy, and I do a little pivot table, and look how a sunny day increased my mood on average, and actually sunny days increase my mood a lot. And if I took column stress, it's actually decreasing my mood a lot. So after I just do a little how to say that iterator, and I have a big database of all moods and the bonus to my mood, all activities and their bonus to my moods. And I also made a little data set on occurrence of these activities. How often do I do biking? For example, I do biking at 20% of all days, or cleaning, which is not a lot. And yeah, well, I will hide it. And all combined gives me that they're top my activities by my mood bonus. So I like people. I like playing drums, even if that occurs not a lot. I like eating out with my friends and walking. So all of that gives me an impression that I'm actually a dog who likes to play drums, because all activities are like I'm a dog. People, eating, walking, sunny day, very nice. Also, I analyzed my mood by activity. Oh, well, it's the same thing, but I just did a nice visualization in Tableau. So here the width of a bar means occurrence of this activity. So that means that it occurred a lot of times, and that it's occurred not a lot of times here, for example. And we have the same results. So people, drums, eating out, friends, and actually I included personal work. It's when I do some like preparing for trips or something like that, which states that I'm not a dog, actually. And my negative activities that impact very badly my mood: stress, which is not occurring a lot. Workplace work is when I'm actually going to work somewhere. So clearly, as you see, I don't like work apparently. And actually gaming, I don't like gaming. Italian, I don't like studying Italian. I've been studying Italian for several months. It's very interesting for me that to know things that I didn't know that I don't like. And the same thing by occurrence, just rated by occurrence. So I need to hang out more with people and with my friends on sunny days. And I actually need less reading, less television, and less work, I hope. And so some of super insights that I got from here, I made a little pivot table by my mood and how many steps did I take per day. And so here you can see that my mood slightly goes up, well, with the amount of steps that I do. So I need to walk more every day to be happier. But the most important question is here: how much money spent will make me happy? And I was very shocked when I seen that bar chart. So here we go. It goes down. It goes clearly down. I don't like spending money at all, like really. So as you can see, here is my mood from 1 to 5, and here's the money I spent. So it goes direct down. So if I can manage to not spend any money at all, I will be the most happy person ever, apparently. I didn't know that about myself. And here we actually go to prediction part. Oh, I have a GIF, your period will arrive on Tuesday. I hope it will not arrive on Tuesday for me. And yeah, I do some preparing. And actually who helped me a lot with that was Elias. So as you know, he was coming to all of us and he was starting some crazy coding, and after it worked. So that's how I managed to have R²1. Thank you, Elias. And I actually don't know a lot about this part. So I import a lot of interesting libraries, and I import add constant and sklearn, decision tree, classifier. Here's gonna be a very nice diagram that I can really explain you. So that's my mood multiplied by 2. So 10 is the best for the lowest, and that's how it's distributed in a data set, and that's a predicted data set. So my R² is 1 just because you can totally predict my mood by what am I doing. Like I'm 100% predictable. Imagine I'm a robot, but at least not a dog. So that's my R2, which is clearly 1. And I actually, that's a confusion matrix that Elias told that if everything here is 0 and here everything is numbers, that my model works the best. So my model is super cool. And that's a lot of numbers that I don't really know what they do, but they're important. And actually, so the idea that I'm very predictable was that I can actually know which activities that I do and which amount of money that I spend make me the most happier. But Elias told me that we cannot program. We can like make a decision tree and drop it down. So if I have this activity, this activity, this activity, which score it will give to me, but it will not do reverse engineering. So it's not very useful, except for Monte Carlo case. If we run a lot of Monte Carlo iterations, like a million lines, I will know that. I will know this thing. So that's it. I will just do a little recap. I have a very nice prediction model about myself. My period will arrive at Tuesday. I just don't like spending money, and I'm actually basically a dog who likes people, drums, walking on sunny day. And my most spending, my biggest spending is always either my apartment in Paris or trips that I go somewhere. So speaking about my learnings, is I learned that data collection is very important, actually. I really thankful for myself that I started collecting data from 2014, because I cannot collect this data in a matter of time. It's not so easy. So that's why apparently China and USA goes for data with like a lot of money, and that may be why this thing costs like 15 euro only, because they want to collect the data. Speaking about improvements, I can actually add sleep hours, pulse data, and weather data that I try to add to see how it affects my mood, income data, and do a lot of graphs, like how much money do I spend by distance walked in a day, how much money do I spend by my mood, how much sleep do I need to be happy, how much stress do I need to not be stressed, and all of that. And basically, if I was to start from scratch, I would get to Russia faster because I would have more access to my sleep data and steps data that I didn't have before. So basically, that's it. Thank you a lot for your attention. If you have any question, go ahead.
Just a question regarding the Tableau graphs you had. Did you show us as a JPEG attached to your?
Yeah, actually, everything is actually a PNG because I didn't want to run it in the same time.
Okay.
Other questions, guys?
No
You
comment?
you had that graph about the mood and the amount of money.
Yeah.
And you said that money didn't make you happier. Was it like that? Because the happier you were, the less money you spent.
Exactly. Yeah. Wait. That's it. Yeah. So my mood from 2 to 5 and amount of money.
But doesn't that also mean that when you're sadder and depressed, you tend to spend more money?
Probably. I don't know. I think I need to analyze the median value per day, maybe, to trick some, like to make something with data to analyze that, like maybe, yeah, per day, because here it's per mood. So maybe there's some other way. But yeah, basically I'm spending more money when I'm not happy than.
Which makes sense because when I'm shitty, I want to buy pizza and alcohol and stuff like that.
Totally, yeah.
And did you find out which variable was the most important on your mood? Because
It's actually sleep, I think. I didn't show you sleep because I thought it will take too much time. But if you want to, so if we speak about activities, it's totally people. Like people is like if I spend time with people in a day, like several hours or not, if I'm totally alone for all day, it is the best predictor of my mood. And after you see walking. But there've been also interesting results that I did just like in a lunchtime for sleep. And oh no, it's stable. So that's how much I sleep by my mood. I also have very interesting data about my pulse, not by mood, but just by time of the day. So here's the time of the day, and here my pulse. It's a
you're
time.
quite stressed, man.
You mean what, 85?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I think so. I don't know.
No,
Uh,
it's fine.
I don't know what is the mean value for population. 70?
The minimum is 60, but when you're stressed, it's over 100.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm close to 100. Actually, there are nice things here, and here it's a transportation time. It's like 5 or 6 a.m. So when I'm going out of work or whatever, I'm like more stressed because in Paris you need to take a train, whatever. And yeah, I have some other data about my influence of pulse on my mood. That's my pulse by my mood. And actually, I like to be stressed. You see, so by pulse, my mood goes up, which is strange.
Exercises.
Sorry.
Exercises.
Probably, I don't know. I need to explain more this data. I think
Some frictions. Okay,
I don't
so
like sport. Actually, sport is a bad predictor. It didn't get into columns, but I have like 10% less happiness if I'm doing sports, and so I don't like it apparently. I don't like reading. I don't like watching films. It's crazy what the data gave to me.
yeah, because like you're reading, watching films, and doing exercises all alone.
Totally.
Okay, any other questions? Comments?
So
Any?
Igor, yeah, thank you. Just to be sure, you used the OLS for your model, right?
I think so.
Come on.
Sorry, Elias. I will show everything, and you will totally get it. I think. I think I have OLS here. Yeah, I used OLS. Yeah, very nice library.
And could you please help me to understand more about the decision tree classifier that you used in your model? What was the advantage of
So
using it?
when you import it, actually, it gives you a very nice prediction here,
Okay.
and it gives you R squared here if you have nice parameters.
Okay.
So I totally had nice parameters, and my decision tree really worked, as you can see it here. So, yeah, I hope it was clear.
Okay.
Thank you.
God. Oh, you good, you good. Okay, so